Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of the Mindful Knitter podcast. My name is Claire, and I am your host today. And I also have so much hair today. I just took a shower this morning, and it's mostly dry now. I feel like it's really humid outside. Anyway, if I'm messing with it, it's because it's everywhere. And since it's... Anyway, I wasn't going to try to put it in like a braid or anything and try to fix this. Okay. Anyway, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you are returning, welcome back, and thank you for coming to hang out with me every 2-ish weeks now. I was podcasting every week for a while, but then life got really busy because things started opening up here a little bit more, and my work started picking up, and just all kinds of things. I'm doing my dissertation right now, and that's taking time. So thank you for joining me as often as you do. And thank you for being here. If you're new, welcome. I am very happy that you found me, and I hope that you have fun hanging out with me. I will try not to be too rambly today. We have so many whips. Oh my gosh, so many whips. So if you like looking at pretty yarn and being way too excited about fun knitting projects, then you're in the right place. I'm coming to you, if you are new, I'm coming to you from the southeast of the United States, where I live with my husband Alex and our 2 Great Danes, Murphy and Nolly. I have an update on Murphy at the end. If you are interested in like life update things, then at the end I'll share a little bit of our adventures with Murphy for the past week. He's doing okay, no worries, but it was an adventure. And what else do I live with? I have 2 hamsters as well, Crema and Darcy, who are highly antisocial and hate everyone. So that's where I'm coming to you from. This is a channel devoted to the fiber arts, basically, and mindfulness. We talk a lot more about fiber arts than we do mindfulness these days, but that will be incorporated more. And it is incorporated kind of as we go as well. But we talk a lot about knitting mostly, but that there is stuff about crochet and weaving and embroidery and spinning. I've started spinning yarn this year. All sorts, but mostly knitting and a lot of pretty yarn. So I'm happy to have you here with me today. We're going to be talking about finished objects, works in progress, whips for those of you who are in the know, and some acquisitions, because you guys, I got acquisitions. Oh gosh. Yeah, and then some knit chat at the end. So let's get into it with all of my hair. Do you see this nonsense? There's so much of it. I feel very Hermione-y today, which actually reminds me, well, that's a knit chat thing, but in case I forget to mention it, because I don't think I put it in my show notes for today, I'm thinking of more knit-alongs, and I kind of really want to do a Harry Potter knit-along starting on September 1st for all of us Harry Potter nerds. So I started reading Harry Potter when I was 9, I think. I have a first edition of the first book, so I've literally been reading them almost my entire life. I started when I was 8 or 9, so I reread them about once every year. So I've read them all many times, so many times. The first one I've probably read a good 40 times. I'm not exaggerating, even a little bit, 40 times. I read it twice last year, and I'm getting the itch to like read it again, because around July-ish is when July-ish, August-ish is kind of when it starts to set in, because like July is Harry's birthday and like when he meets Hagrid. And anyway, throwing that out there to you guys. Do you want to do a Harry Potter knit along? I think we should. But let's do finished objects first. So, in no particular order, I just have two because I have so many whips. I have more knit whips than I have ever had, I think, in my life. So these little beauties are my blue glacier socks. These are knit with Nanette Wake Studio yarn in blue glacier. All of her yarns are one-of-a-kind colorways, so I don't think she's got this one anymore. But you can go check out what she does have because she is constantly updating her Etsy shop with gloriousness. So you can't get this colorway anymore, but you can get all kinds of other great colorways. So this is Blue Glacier. It is an 85-15 superwash merino nylon. The toes and heels are in a yarn that I dyed myself. No, I'm not a yarn dyer, and I can't sell you hand-dyed yarn. I just dabble. So I dyed the yarn for the heels and toes. And I think I really like it's this minty aqua-y green, blue kind of. I don't know if you can tell, but it's two-tone. It's a two-tone. It's got the greens and blues. It's very aqua-y, turquoisey, and I really loved it with this yarn. I love the spiral pooling that happened with this variegated yarn that resulted in these kinds of self-striping type things going on. These are just beautiful socks, and they're so soft. Her yarn is so soft. I'm super pleased with these. These make me very happy, and I want them on my feet immediately. But they can't be on my feet immediately because I'm wearing different hand-knit socks on my feet. These are also knit with Nanette Wake Studio yarn that is no longer in existence, but behold. I don't know if it's weird that I don't know. I don't know if that's weird to do, but I think it's fun that I have hand-knit socks on my feet basically all the time. Ugh, the hair is everywhere. I had it in a ponytail before this, but like my ponytail was so huge, it looked a little ridiculous. So I was like, oh, I'll just wear it down. Might have been a mistake. I don't know. It could be fine. So yeah. And I'll just say this up front so I'm not repeating myself. All of my socks are knit on DPNs, and I knit with 3 US 1s and 2 US 1.5s when I'm knitting with DPNs, which is the only way that I knit socks. Because I find that if I knit with all US 1s, my gauge is too tight, and if I knit with all US 1.5s, my gauge is too loose. So my solution is I just mix up my needles, and that works just fine. I have no problems whatsoever. You can't even tell in the finished product. So I don't know if anybody else does that. I've never heard of anyone else doing that, but they might. I'm probably not alone. It works real well. So second finished object is another pair of socks. These are so fun. These are sparkly, which I don't know if you can tell because I don't feel like you can ever really tell that they're sparkle. Oh, you can kind of tell a little bit, I think, with these. Also, I tried to film this morning and it did not work because the guy that wanted to work on our gutters came, and I needed to be around for him to ask me questions, and then I had a conference online that I needed to attend and all sorts of things. So these are, what is the yarn I used for these? Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee in the, I think it's August Rose colorway. It's really beautiful. It's got this beautiful Stellina-y sparkle to it. Great variegation. Really, really soft. Oh, I do actually have, yeah, it's the Authentic Hand-Dyed Luxe in August Rose. See if you can see that. I don't know if that'll like zoom better. Oh gosh, so far away. Ugh. Okay, 420 yards and 100 grams. It is 99% superwash merino wool and 1% metallic polyester. So that's where we got our Stellina-ness coming into it. These are for my sister-in-law. These are congratulations on your new baby socks. I do have a new little niece. So many people said congratulations when I posted about it, and thank you so much. She's very precious, and I'm actually going to be visiting her in 2 weeks. About 1 week. Yay! I'll get to see her in 1 week. So that'll be good. I also, so I knit these for my sister-in-law as congratulations, you pushed a baby out of your body socks. And I also knit my brother, her husband, a pair of socks too, also as congratulations, you are now the father of 2 daughters. Here are cozy socks for your feet. Yeah, so I really liked these. These were fun to knit. They were very soft. We have a little bit of variation in the color, in the saturation. I think this sock is a little bit more saturated than the other sock, which I think is kind of fun with hand-dyed yarns. I didn't really expect that from Hobby Lobby, because I have always suspected that, like, if a company like Hobby Lobby says it's hand-dyed, then that means it's hand-dyed. But I don't know, it could be actually hand-dyed. And we do have a little variation, which is kind of fun. So I love the way that the variegation knit up. Really fun. And these are really soft. These are very soft. Probably due to them being 99% superwash merino. And before anybody freaks out that I knit a pair of almost 100% merino wool socks, I have done that before and I've had no problems with it. I know a couple of other podcasters have talked about this because I have listened to them talk about it, and I know a lot of people have no problem at all knitting 100% wool socks, even superwash merino. So I think it just depends on the person and how they're wearing their socks. If they wear their socks real hard, then maybe they need some nylon, or maybe they need something like BFL or something instead of merino. But for me and for everyone that I have thus far knit socks for, none of us wear our socks hard. I have socks that I've had for literally 20 years that don't have holes in them. The only socks that I have that has holes on them in them are very, very cheap ones from Amazon that I got when I needed socks for something specific, and I just got like the cheapest ones I could find on Amazon. Those are the only ones I've ever worn holes through. I've just never worn holes through my socks, and my husband's kind of the same way. I guess we'll find out if my brother and my sister-in-law are the same. I don't know. But I haven't had any problems with it, so should be fine. If it proves to be a problem in the future, then I will change my knitting tactics. But yeah, so those are my finished objects for this week. Congratulations to us all. And now onto this pile of whips. It's a legitimate pile. I had to like organize it. I've never had this many whips before. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I'm a vaguely monogamous knitter. I knit 1 to 3 projects at a time. And I kind of like to clear my needles at the end of each month. Like by the end of each month, I like to have my needles clear. I don't know if that's going to happen this month. You guys. I have to reach down. I really need a little table or something. I've said that before. I need a tiny table over here to like elevate my stuff so I stop reaching down for them. But these are glorious new socks. For me. Look how fun they are. So this is also Nanette Wake Studio. She does have some similar colorways to this in her shop. At least she did 2 days ago when I checked, because I kind of obsessively check her Etsy shop for what she has in there, which explains my later acquisitions portion, but we're not there yet. Right now we're on whips. So this is her, ooh, I think this is sweet and sour raspberry. It's sweet and sour something or other. That was Blue Glacier. I'm getting better at remembering my labels so that I can actually tell you what things are. Sweet and Sour Apple, which is a confusing name to me because that's definitely a light blue, and I could not figure out why that was blue, Sweet and Sour Apple. But I'm not going to argue with the woman because she is an artistic genius and creates glorious colorways. So look at how beautiful that is. And the heel, the contrast heel I've put in is also Nanette Wake Studio in one of her older one-of-a-kind colorways that was unnamed. These make me happy. All of her yarn, well, at least like all of her sock yarn, unless it is otherwise labeled, is 85/15. Yeah, so these make me super happy, and I just have this one that is partially done because I have another sock to show you. There's a reason though that I'm doing two socks at the same time. But I had to have that colorway because Mina from the Knitting Expat several years ago knit a pair of socks using a hedgehog fiber colorway. Hedgehog fibers? I don't know. A colorway from them that looked really similar to that. It was like a light blue with all these like rainbowy speckles in it, like bright rainbow speckles, and I coveted it. Like I wanted it so badly. And so when I saw this yarn on Nanette's shop update, I was like, oh, that's mine now because I'm making myself socks. I love them. So those have been a joy, like an absolute joy to be knitting. My second whip is actually a test knit that I am doing for Naughty Girl Crochet. I'm pretty sure that that is her designer name. Naughty Girl Crochet. She is on Instagram and Ravelry, and it's naughty spelled like you make knots, like Knotty. So Naughty Girl, and girl is spelled Gurl, so it's a little confusing, but I'll have the information in the description below. So I'm doing this test knit for her. That does remind me though, if you want to connect with me with social media at all of the information is in the description below. I am on Instagram as the.mindfulknitter. I'm on Ravelry as Mindful Knitter Pod. There's a bug. I don't like it. Go away. You can email me at clairethemindfulknitter@gmail.com. I think those are all the things. And we do have a podcast, or we have a Ravelry group. It's just the Mindful Knitter podcast on Ravelry. So connect with me on social media if you would like to. No pressure. I'd like to connect with you though. So, okay, test knit, Naughty Girl Crochet. These are the Broken Rib Shorties. So this is my first time doing a test knit, and I've been really enjoying it. It's fun getting to see an unfinished pattern and knowing that I can make notes and that someone will actually read my notes. She hasn't had to have tons of notes really though. Yeah, I think there's only like one note that I've made that someone else hasn't made. And she's like super responsive and like she clarifies things like really well when asked. So yeah, it's been really nice to test knit for her. So these are knit with Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the Frolic colorway, and then the contrast heel is Nanette Wake Studio in a color that does not exist anymore. And I don't know if it had a name. It probably did. But these are the Broken Rib Shorty socks, or the Broken Rib Shorties. And it's just got this super, super simple broken rib pattern or texture on the top. And this great little like cuff. And I think this should fit pretty well because I like this like this cuff. I think that'll like be secure. And these are knitting up pretty quickly. Like this texture doesn't take like tons of brain power, and it also doesn't take like tons of dexterity. So it doesn't really slow me down a whole lot while I'm knitting. So this is why I have 2 socks going, is because I'm trying to get these done. She just wanted 1 sock done by the end of May. So I'm just trying to get this 1 sock done for her. I'll probably have both done by the end of May, but I did want to make sure that I got this done and sent to her so that she can continue with her pattern stuff and get that published as soon as she wants to. But yeah, so this has been a fun test knit. I'm posting like updates and stuff on that, about that on Instagram as I go. That's a good work in progress. What should be next? So this is really, really fun. I'm doing a mystery knit along. I'm not hosting it, I'm participating. Somebody else is hosting this. It's the Florida road trip mystery knit along. Here's their little like flyer. And I've been super enjoying it. Is anybody else who's watching participating in this MCAL? Because if you are, I don't know, if you want to chat or something, it's just so much fun. This is my first real knit along to participate in, actually. And it's definitely my first mystery knit along, and I am really, really enjoying it. I love not knowing what's coming next and anticipating what's gonna be the next thing I'm knitting. I've learned so many new skills already. It's been great. Just the cast on was like a bunch of new skills. And yeah, I've just been having so much fun with it. I'm going to show you what we've got so far. This is the Start Your Engines clue that we were given a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And then clue number 1. So they're giving us clue number 2 tomorrow, which is Saturday. And I can't wait to get started on that. But yeah, they gave us 2 weeks to knit this first clue. I'm going to show it to you guys now. So if for whatever reason you don't want to see it because you're participating or you don't want the surprise ruined or whatever, look away and I will tell you when it's safe to look back. Okay, look away now. I'm showing it. I'm showing it. Don't look. Okay, here guys. Look, this is so nice. We've got all kinds of lace going on. Got this fun lace down here that I don't know if you can see very well. I don't know if you can see that well at all. Is there like a nice white backdrop I can put this on for you? It's really hard with dark lace. You can see that a little better maybe. Sort of. Once this is blocked, you'll be able to see it a whole lot better because all this needs to be opened up. Okay, you can kind of see it. But anyway, you can see, like, it's so much fun. We have this beautiful edging that I won't say too much about in case you are not looking. And then we've got all of these lovely patterns. I did make a mistake. We're going to ignore that. I was not ripping back because by the time I noticed it, I was already to this portion up here. And I was not going to rip back that many rows. I'm too slow of a knitter for that nonsense. It was not going to happen. But yeah, this is the first part of the mystery knit along. We are making a shawl. They make that very clear before you sign up. And I am enjoying it so, so much. So much. Okay, it's safe for you to look again. If you have been looking away. Here are the yarns that I'm using for my shawl. Oh gosh. Aren't these fun? So it's like the ocean. I got this yarn kit at Dixie Knits in Pensacola, Florida. These are so fun. And this is actually the Toes in the Sand colorway, which is dyed for Dixie Knits. It's a signature color for them. And these are beautiful. If you're interested in these yarns, they are, I have all of the bands, so I can tell you what they are. Let's see. So this is Toes in the Sand. This is Big Sky Yarn Company. The dark navy one just ran away. It's on the other side of the room. It'll be a whole big production for me to escape to get over there to show it to you guys. But that one is Summer Storm. And these are all Big Sky Yarn Company in the Star Sock base. Think oh gosh, I don't remember which one is which. I kind of think this one is Cool Beans, I think, and this one is St. Lucia, but it could be the other way around. These are two pretty different colors though, so you can probably tell the difference if you're looking at them online or in the store. If you're looking at them in the store, then you can just read the names. So one of these is Cool Beans and one of these is St. Lucia. I do not remember which one is which. You could look back to previous episodes on the channel and you might be able to tell by doing that, because I know I've talked about these yarns in previous episodes. Sorry that I can't be more helpful at the moment, but they've been separated from their bands for a while and I can't tell which is which. So that is that, and these are the beads that I'm using for the beading portion. I might need to get some more beads, but these are beautiful iridescent beads. I like these a lot. I've never knit with beads before, so that has been an awesome learning experience. So my next work in progress, I think I have 5. Yeah, I have 5. So my next work in progress, I haven't shown you guys in a while, and I'm very excited to show it to you. I kind of just want to knit on this right now. It makes me so happy. Look at how freaking beautiful this is. Look how beautiful! Is this not gorgeousness? This is knit with Emma's yarn, the Smalliday Advent Kit on her, it's like a silky, it's merino and silk. Yeah, and this is the Flora Daze pattern by Laura or Lauren Dobratz. Can we get any happier? Oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous. It is just beauty incarnate. I will feel like the goddess Iris with my beautiful rainbow shawl / wrap. This thing's gonna be pretty big. I'm about halfway through though, so it's not going to be gigantic, but it's sizable. So yeah, just like behold the glory of this shawl. Is this not amazing? And can you see why I just want to knit on this all the time right now? I'm not, because I have other things I'm supposed to be knitting. But this might get a whole lot of love this summer. I wasn't really planning on knitting on this tons this summer, but this might become my big summer whip. I've been working on it since I cast it on Christmas Day, because I opened up each little mini skein during Advent. It was 25 minis total. I think each one was a 20-gram mini, so it was quite a bit of yarn. And then I cast it on Christmas Day as my fun knitting Christmas cast on, and I've just been knitting on it a little bit as I go since Christmas, and I wanted it to be done for this fall / winter, but it might get done this summer because we've got enough of this rainbow going now that like this is all I really want to do. So what I might end up doing is I might try to like clear all these other whips off my needles and just work on this, and then my mystery shawl for the summer, because that's going all summer too, so which is super fun, and I don't mind that at all. Because whereas this is a very, very simple, I mean, you can see this is like a very simple pattern. The mystery knit along is full of twists and turns and things and lots of new skills. So this one's very like meditative, and the other one is it's also meditative, but like, whereas this one's more of like a flow. The other one is much more of like a concentrative kind of meditation, knitting meditation. So, yeah, if those are the only two things I knit all summer, I would probably be perfectly happy, but it's not all I'll be knitting this summer. Even though part of me kind of wants to. I think I do want to knit on this more though, because it really makes me happy. The colors are super summery to me. Honestly, rainbows are like for all the year round, but especially in the summer, these bright colors are just so. This is probably going to get worked on a lot more this summer, and it's great for sitting by the pool knitting or like on the front porch. It's just, this is just glory. I don't really know how else to describe it. I love it. I am borderline obsessed. I am participating in summer sock camp with the Crazy Sock Lady this summer. So if you are not aware, Kay is the owner and like founder of Crazy Sock Lady Co. And she's got a great channel on YouTube. And she is hosting summer sock camp. So if you want to look into that, it's a very easy knit along. Basically, you just kind of like join in the group and knit socks. And so she's got lots of swag because this is a very popular knit along. So she's got tons of swag. It's partnered with lots of makers for it. There are prizes. You can be in a cabin. I'm going to be in the DPN cabin, and I am team cuff down all the way. I can't even begin to think about knitting a pair of socks toe up, maybe one day. But yeah, so I'll be doing that this summer, and I'll be knitting lots of socks. This is all my sock yarn. So I have plenty to choose from. Yeah, so that'll be happening this summer too. But I think that my Florida road trip mystery shawl and then my rainbow Flora Daze wrap are going to keep me very happy this summer. This kind of brings me to my last whip, and this one's causing me some stress. I didn't think it would cause me stress. I thought it would be just fine. But what I think I might be realizing is that I don't know if I love knitting garments bottom up. I think the next garment that I try, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh gosh, that one was powerful. Please excuse me. I think the next garment that I knit is going to be top down, because what I'm realizing is that I am enjoying all of like the round and round stockinette for the body of it, and then I get to the split for sleeves, and by that time I'm like, I'm a little over you, but I've got all of this stuff that I need to do now, and it kind of requires me thinking about it, and I kind of just don't want to, like, I can't be bothered. I'd rather be knitting socks or like my rainbow shawl or something. So I don't know, maybe it could also be I created my own problem with this because I am making this up as I go. So maybe if I was following a real pattern, this wouldn't be so much of a problem. I think I'm gonna really like this one that's done. And the yarn is like super fun to work with. It is Juniper Moon Farm in the Cumulus. This is Israeli Mako cotton. Mako cotton. Yeah, and then I've got the Lancelot Encore colorway, which is this tan beige guy. And then the body of it is in the Lotus colorway. This is the Cumulus Rainbow base. And I like this base a lot. It's knit up great, and it's really beautiful. Like, you can, I've got a lot of rainbow going on today. I didn't really realize that till now. I'm in a very rainbowy phase in my life, apparently. So I like how this is knitting up. Part of me wonders if this is going to be a little big, but that's fine. I'd rather it be too big than too small. Yeah, like it's really pretty. But yeah, now I'm at this top portion, and although as I'm like feeling this yarn, I'm like, oh, I want to work with you. It's so incredibly soft. It's like Cumulus was a great name for this yarn because it really feels like you're knitting with a cloud. It's beautifully soft. It's so soft and squishy. This is going to be more of a sleeveless pullover than a t-shirt because it makes a pretty like thick fabric. I knit it at a pretty high gauge so that I can make like a looser kind of fabric with it. But so because I wanted it to be very breathable for this summer, but I think it still counts as like a short sleeve pullover rather than a t-shirt because it's pretty dense. But yeah, I am currently knitting a kind of, you can tell I've switched to garter. I am knitting like a garter like top area. I'm doing the back first. And I'm transitioning from this Lancelot color to this blue color, which I don't really have good information on this because this was a $1 skein I got out of a sale bin from from Dixie Knits during their semi-annual sale last July. Yeah, this was $1. But it is remarkably similar to the Juniper Moon Farm Cumulus. So I figured, go with it. And it's cotton too, so I'm not mixing my fibers. Yeah, so I'm gonna have this like slowly transition, like it's gonna gradiate into blue, and then I'll do the same in the front in the garter where it'll like gradiate to blue, and I think I'm gonna have a fairly like open neckline, and then I'm gonna add a little sleeve detail that will be a surprise. I'll show it to you when I do it. So I kind of have a plan in my mind for how I'm doing this, but I am definitely making it up as I go. I'm loosely basing the pattern on the We Are Knitters Dive Tee, which I showed in my last episode, because I really liked the way that fit. It was just a great garment construction. So I kind of am loosely basing this off of that. But I'm fudging numbers and things because this is a very different yarn. I'm knitting it at a very different gauge. The needle size is much larger for this. So I'm having to definitely redo numbers for this. And I'm adding like texture that wasn't in there, and I'm doing something totally different for this. Not totally different, but pretty different for the sleeves. Sorry, one of these needles is trying to escape and it's just dropped a whole bunch of stitches. It's just dropped like 10 stitches. So yeah, I think that if I wasn't making this up as I went and I was actually like following a pattern, this would be less tedious or stressful or whatever it is that's keeping me from wanting to do this. But yeah, I think I want to make it my resolution to get this off the needles by the end of the month. I think I want it done. I think I want it done and gone. So I think I'm going to prioritize my mystery knit along, this, and my test knit shorty socks, so that I can get those done by the end of the month and just gone. And that's 3 whips done, and then I will only have 2 whips. Well, I've got the 2 shawls that are kind of like ongoing long projects, so meh. But I want this gone. I think it'll be really nice when it's done, and I think I'll wear it a lot. I've worn the dive tee several times since finishing it. I think this will be a great summer top, but yeah, I think I'm kind of over it. Yeah, I think I'm over it. So that's all my whips, and I don't want it to make it sound like I am not enjoying that tee at all, or that shirt at all. I am. Again, I love the yarn. It is truly a joy to knit with. I think, and when I pick it up and I'm working on it, I'm fine. I think it's just the getting the picking it up part that I'm struggling with. And I think it is maybe because I am making it up as I go. So I don't really mind a little designing here and there. I honestly didn't start using patterns until this past year. I spent about 10 years making up everything that I knit. I never used a pattern. So, but I also didn't really knit as much as I've been knitting the past year. And I think that was because, I think that was the reason, is because I don't know if I love making stuff up as much as I've always thought that I do. I think I really do like using patterns. Because for my like job, I have to think a lot, like a lot. So I like something where the instructions are just laid out in front of me and I don't have to problem solve the entire time, because my job is nothing but problem solving, or it is largely problem solving. So that is that for the whips. That was a lot. So let's get into acquisitions, shall we? Let me make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Nope. Yeah, just kind of like upcoming, like needle adjacent is just summer sock camp. So I'm gonna be knitting a lot of socks. I don't know which of these guys I'm gonna be doing. I anticipate I will be knitting up these this summer. This is the sucralose. I think it's sucralose. So just sucrose. This is the sucrose colorway on the Orbit base from String Theory Fiberworks, and it's self-striping. They threw in a little stitch marker. That's cute. Yeah, so these are probably gonna get knit up. Maybe that'll be what my next episode kind of like features is. Oh, my alpaca friend. I never put him back. He goes up there. This is my little alpaca friend. If you guys haven't seen my yarn stash video, then you haven't seen him. Isn't he charming? I think he's charming. But he goes way up there where you can't see him on my top shelf. What was I saying? Oh, next episode, maybe I'll talk about all of the socks I plan to knit for summer sock camp. That might be kind of fun. So let me know in the comments below if that would be fun for you or not. Okay, so acquisitions. I got some stuff from Nanette Wake Studio because she had a pretty good Mother's Day sale, and I was like, I'm a dog mom. Why not? And I also hadn't gotten anything from Nanette Wake Studio in a while. It might have been January, and it's now May. So I hadn't gotten anything from her for a while, so I wanted some stuff. So I got these two beautiful 50-gram skeins of gorgeousness. I don't think either of them are available anymore. But if you're curious, this one is Grape Taffy. And this one is Boysenberry Taffy. And this is like a light, this is like a lilac kind of purple. So it's got some pinkiness to it. But what I am planning for these two is I'm kind of building up a small collection of really, really beautiful purples so that I can make a shawl full of different purples. So these two are going towards that eventual project because I really want to do a shawl that is full of gorgeous purple yarns and a shawl that is full of gorgeous pink yarns. And I think that would make me super happy. I also got this guy. This is Coral. This is the Coral colorway. So summery. These might have to be part of the summer sock camp collection for me. That is just so summery and pretty. I really like that a lot. And then this guy is gonna become socks, but might find its way into that pink shawl. This is the Sweet and Sour Raspberry. So like the sweet and sour apple, but pink base. Love that. So these are all 50 grams. And if you're curious about her yardage, it is 218 yards to 50 grams. And then this guy, I couldn't resist. I don't often get 100-gram skeins from Nanette Wake because I mostly use her yarn for socks, but I did knit a pluma shawl with her yarn, and I love it, and I've worn it several times. So I love the idea of making more shawls and other accessories with her yarn. So I grabbed this guy. I think this is the last one. This is Scuba Dive. This is fingering weight. It's 437 yards in 100 grams. This is, yeah, Scuba Dive. Let me just pull this guy off so that you can see how gorgeous that is. I love that shot of pink right there. Yeah. So this is gorgeous. And these are colors I'd wear a lot. Honestly, I don't really get yarn in colors that I don't wear a lot. So I just don't really. Every once in a while I'll get on a wild hair and be like, I just want to knit with this. And then it's usually socks because I'll wear just about any kind of color socks. But for the most part, I get colorways that, you know, I'm happy to wear just in my everyday life. So yeah, Scuba Dive. This is gorgeous. I think this will probably become a shawl. If it doesn't become a shawl all on its own, then I will probably be pairing it with something else beautiful to turn it into a shawl, because this is just gorgeous. Although honestly, with these colors, I could see myself using this for some sort of top as well, maybe for a short sleeve lightweight pullover. I would have to pair it with something else for that, of course, but that's just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So that is my little yarn haul from the Nanette Wake Studio that didn't need to happen because I just went to a fiber festival a couple weeks ago and got so much yarn. I did not need to buy more, but here we are. So I'm trying not to take advantage of every awesome sale on Etsy that I see. It's very hard. And I have not taken advantage of every awesome sale, but it's still very hard. The other acquisition that I got is, you guys might be familiar with this. This is the Unicorn Fiber Wash. I have heard so much about this. I was wanting a new fiber wash or wool wash for washing my socks because I and my husband wear them around the house, and we've got dogs, so the bottoms of our socks do get kind of dirty. If I am mopping more regularly, they get less dirty, but they do get dirty. So I've noticed that the Eucalyptus that I've been using, while it does clean my socks, they are still discolored on the bottom fairly significantly. So I have heard from many people, including the lady who was selling the mohair at the Fiber Festival, who had the amazing smelling mohair that I bought. She told me that this is what she uses, is Unicorn Fiber. I don't know if she uses this fiber wash or if she uses a more intense one for when she's washing like the raw fiber, but she says that nothing she's ever tried has worked better. She loves the Unicorn Fiber Wash. So, and I've heard from a lot of different sources that they love the Unicorn products. So I'm going to try this out and see. I got this from Busy Bee, another Etsy seller, but you can get it on Amazon. You can get this in a lot of places. We're going to see. Yeah, says it's good for hand knits, wool, alpaca, cashmere. Yeah, it's good for a lot of stuff. Ooh, that says there's a hint of lavender in it. So that makes me excited. I love lavender. But you can use this for hand wash. You can use it in the machine. You can use it for high efficiency machines as well. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this purchase. I haven't tried it yet, but that's coming soon because I've got another sock wash coming up. I was hand washing all of my socks for a while. And sometimes I still do, but I have found that since I have so many hand knit socks now, and that's basically all that I wear, it has made a lot more sense for me to just throw them in the washing machine. They're all superwash merino. It makes a lot more sense for me to just throw them in the washing machine by themselves. I sort them by color, so I'll like throw all the light hand knit socks into the washing machine, or all the dark hand knit socks into the washing machine. I don't put any other clothes in there with them, and I wash them on cold hand wash cycle with a wool wash. And they've all been perfectly fine. They actually come out looking like perfectly blocked, which I think is really funny. Because they're not like wadded up or twisted or like anything. Like they all come out like perfectly, like they all come out looking just like this. Like perfect, which I'm not super sure why. Maybe it's like the fiber memory. But I am entertained by that. So all I have to do is lay them out flat to dry, and that's been working great. So yeah, I'm interested to see if that will take care of this staining issue that I've been having on the bottom of the socks. So that's my acquisitions. I guess knit chat. Let's do some knit chat. We've got summer sock camp coming up in a week or so. That's very exciting. I'm gonna knit all the socks. I knit all the socks anyway, let's be honest, but I'm gonna continue knitting all the socks. Let's see, other knit night chat things, or sorry, knit chat things. Well, I mean, I already mentioned this. So knit night is next week. It is, let me give you the date. That's not the date. That's my clock, a very fancy clock on the tablet. Okay, it is May 26th, so Thursday, May 26th, next week, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I'd love to have you hang out with us. We've got a great group in our knit night on Zoom. If you want to join us and you want the Zoom link, you can message me on Instagram or Ravelry or email me. Again, all of that contact information is below in the description of the video. So feel free to get in contact with me if you would like to join us for knit night next week. So Thursday, May the 26th, and it starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, but we go for usually several hours. So feel free to message me even if you can't come like right at 7:30 p.m. If you need to join us later, but you really want to join, like, please feel free. We have people that come in an hour or two after the start time all the time, and it is not a problem. We just say, we're so happy that you're here, and then we continue being goofy or whatever it is that we're doing. It really is a lot of fun. So let me know if you want to join in for knit night next week. Let's see, so we've got that. So I'm going to be going to Wisconsin again in a couple of weeks, which I was not anticipating. But my best friend who lives in Wisconsin, that's the friend I was visiting when I was there this fall, you know, they just moved there this year. So they've been there less than a year. And she just had her first baby. And she's just kind of lonely. They don't have any friends up there. And so she asked if I could come visit her since she's on maternity leave. And she doesn't know when she'll be able to like visit or travel much or like, you know, do much of anything for the next maybe a while, maybe years. So I was like, sure. And last night I bought plane tickets. So I'll be going up to Wisconsin again to visit her, and I'm just going to be working remotely while I'm there. Because fortunately I'm able to do that. Yeah, and so that'll be really fun. I'm excited to spend a week with her while she's on maternity leave and just hang out with her and the baby and do some fun Wisconsin things. But with that, I bring it up because one, probably going to be doing another travel vlog for that. And then 2, I don't really know what to pack for knitting, that is. I know what to pack for clothes or whatever. You just throw things in. They're seasonally appropriate and you're done. But the knitting, what do I pack for the knitting, you guys? Should I bring my mystery knit along shawl? Is that too complicated for me to bring on a plane? I don't know. What I might do is my plane leaves after the next, so the next clue for the mystery knit along comes out tomorrow. But then I think the clue after that should come out like, I think the day that I'm leaving, but it's before my flight leaves. So what I might do is see if it only takes like if I only need to bring like 1, maybe 2 balls of yarn with me, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that so that I don't fall behind on my mystery knit along. And I think it'd be fun plane knitting because I'm on the plane for several hours, and if it's another lace or something like that, then that's a little bit more interesting than just like stockinette over and over and over again. So I might bring my mystery knit along. I'm not bringing my rainbow shawl, my Flora Daze wrap. I'm not bringing that. I would have to like lug around. First off, it's just big. It's a bigger project, and then it uses minis. So that means that I'd be taking like a bunch of minis with me, and I'd have to keep track of all those minis. So I'm not bringing that. These socks should be done. That shirt should be done. What else do I bring? I'm bringing socks, obviously. I'm thinking about bringing a pair of socks for Alex because I have like ready to go, like in a project bag, a pair of socks for him on sport weight in like a tonal like reddish orangish yarn, and I was wanting to do like a pattern with them. Like I have like a knit picks pattern that I was thinking about doing. So I could do those, and that could be kind of interesting to do like a simple patterned sock while I'm on the plane. But I feel like I should have something more substantial too. Like I'll have his pair of socks. I'll probably bring a second pair of socks because while I'll be working remotely, I'll probably will be doing less work than I would be doing while working from home. Probably I'll have to do some dissertation work while I'm there too, but I'll probably have a bit more free time while I'm there than I would if I was at home because I'm not going to be doing stuff like housework and errands and like stuff like that. I'll be hanging out with my friend, but I mean, she has a newborn baby, so how much are we really going to realistically do? We'll probably have to stay home quite a bit because the baby can't go off on grand adventures. So 2 pairs of socks is not enough knitting for a week for me. I would be done with that in just a few days because I'm assuming I'm not going to be super busy. So I'm wondering if I should bring some yarn to knit a tank top because I will be back at the beach in a few weeks, and I think it'd be really nice to have a tank top to wear while I'm there that I knit because I have tons of tank tops. Well, no, I think I own like 3 tank tops, but so I've got tank tops I could wear that are not ones that I knit. But this was something that I really wanted to knit for summer. So should I, and I'll show you the yarn for it. It's this guy. It's the Fibra Natura. Actually, I think it's an Italian brand, so the accent's not right because I'm not using an Italian accent. I'm using a Spanish accent. Oh no, it's not Italian. It's Turkish. It's a Turkish brand. So I can't even begin to guess what Fibra Natura would be with the Turkish accent because I don't speak Turkish. Turkish is a language, right? Is that what they speak in Turkey? I'm not an expert on this subject, so don't take my word for any of that. But I speak English, I speak Spanish, that's all. I speak minimal Italian. Minimal. Yeah, so anyway, this is it. I'll just show it to you. What am I even doing? Yeah, so it's like a linen bamboo merino blend. It might not be a merino blend. It might just be a wool blend. Yeah, wool, cotton, linen, and bamboo. So a great summer yarn. And I've got 2 skeins of this. This is 262 yards in 100 grams. So 2 skeins of this. Maybe I can get a tank top out of that. But I was thinking about it, and I am not wholly convinced. I might need something to fluff this up a little bit to get me some more yardage. We'll see. I was thinking of knitting it at a pretty loose gauge, so that it would be nice and open and breathable, but we'll just see. But I'm thinking about maybe bringing this with me to start on a tank top so that I would have that for the beach. I also really like the idea of knitting this in our new spa space that we're building. We're getting a hot tub. This is our first like real like outdoor space that we've ever had, so I'm really pumped about it. If you guys are interested, I'll do like a whole vlog about it, because I was shopping yesterday and getting all kinds of supplies at like Tuesday Morning, TJ Maxx, Ross, Big Lots. I might go to a couple other places, but I've got almost everything that I need for the space. I've got like a table and chairs and some melamine ware so that we don't break our china and glass stuff while we're out there, because that seems dangerous. I got all kinds of things that are useful. I really didn't go, all this stuff fit in one bag except for the table and chairs, so I didn't go crazed. But I've got a couple other things I need to get. I got some plants today at Lowe's. Got like a hibiscus plant and an elephant ear, all kinds of cool stuff. So I might do a vlog about that, whether anybody wants to see it or not, because I'm excited about it. So I think it's going to be a beautiful space. It's going to get a lot of use in the warm months of the year, and we have a lot of warm months where we live. So I'm very excited to have somewhere to hang out in the summer. And one of the best things about the spa is that you can regulate the temperature of it. So it doesn't have to be hot like a hot tub. You can turn it down to 80 something, and then it's like basically cool water, because the outdoor temperature is well above 80. Like it's in the 90s this week. So yeah, so then you have cool water that you can like float in, because it's not a huge spa, but it's big, and it's big-ish. So it's definitely got enough room for me to like get on a floaty in there and like just like lay in the sun and float in the water. Or I could turn on the jets with the cool water on like the hot summer day, and like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We can't have a pool where we are because it's just like, we can't have a pool here. The land around us is not conducive to building a pool. Plus pools are really expensive to build. Oh my gosh, but that's beside the point. So we got a spa instead. And a swim spa wasn't going to fit anyway, we didn't have the space for it either. So yes, I'm very excited. So the reason my brain went there though is I was like, this would be really fun to knit out by the spa, because it is such a summery yarn. So I don't know. But this is a contender for bringing to Wisconsin. And by the way, I'm very happy I'm going to be spending a week in Wisconsin in June, because it's freaking hot here. It's so hot already. It's so hot. I have like pansies and violas that are still trying to like make it. And I'm like, just give in, little guys. Just return to the earth. It's your time. It's so hot. I wouldn't be surprised if we have several days in the hundreds this summer. It's so hot already. So this guy could come with me to Wisconsin. But another contender is the Tegna top. That is some gorgeous lace. Am I right? That's gorgeous. This is the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. I think you might be able to see. I don't know. It's real faint. So I might try knitting this because this is just one skein of lace weight. I think it calls for 2 skeins of fingering, but they had a sample knit up in the shop with that was a medium, and I wear a medium. It was a medium knit with 1 skein of lace weight, and it was the Manos de Uruguay. Yeah, this is the Manos de Uruguay, the Marina, or Marina. This is, I think, the petrol colorway. Yeah, this is the petrol colorway. And I was thinking about doing one of these tops in this color, sleeveless, and then doing one in this color with the sleeves. They're just little short sleeves. It's gorgeous and soft. This stuff's so soft. This is the Sangre color. Yeah, the Sangre colorway. This is 847 yards in 100 grams. 800 meters in 100 grams. So yeah, what I might do is I might end up doing the Tegna top. Because I've got the pattern printed out already. I've also got it downloaded on Ravelry, so I can just have screenshots of it on my phone if I wanted. The one skein thing is kind of like starting to sell me on this one. Because I think that would be a really great project. It's not huge to knit on the plane, but it's also, if I just wanted to do socks on the plane, then I could do the Tegna top on while I'm at their house or what have you. So I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. Do you guys have any thoughts about what I should bring with me to Wisconsin? What's good travel knitting? Last time I went, I brought socks and then some like fairly chunky, bulky single ply wool to be knitting a sweater, but I think I brought 2 skeins of that. Oh my gosh, the biggest yawn for no reason. Oh, I haven't had any coffee in a few days. Maybe I should have some coffee today. It does kind of feel like a coffee day, if I'm being honest. So yes, that's happening. I feel like I'm starting to get a little ranty. I think I'm actually pretty ranty. So I'm gonna finish this up. Yeah, so we've got the Wisconsin trip coming up. If you have thoughts about good travel knitting or tips that you could give me for when you travel with your knitting, I would be very grateful for tips. But I think I'm going to bring 2 pairs of socks and some sort of top, probably that tank top or the Tegna top. Probably one of those 2. And then just like a short Murphy update, because I said I was going to do that, because I mentioned Knit Night, so I want to make sure that I mentioned it for everybody. So Murphy is our boy Great Dane. He is turning 11 this year, so he is a senior Great Dane. And we took him into the puppy ER last week because his stomach like expanded a lot very rapidly. We've been kind of noticing that he'd been looking a little chubby for like months, but like nothing unusual, just like he was a little chubby, and the vet didn't say there's anything wrong. He was just like, he's old and lumpy. So we were like, okay. But his stomach like expanded very rapidly one evening last week. So when I was taking him to bed, it like really expanded, and he looked bloated all day. So Alex was thinking about taking him to the vet anyway, but like right before bed I was bringing him in and I was like, oh no, his stomach's way bigger than it was a couple hours ago. I kind of think he needs to go into the ER, because with dogs that big, like you have to be on the lookout for bloat, which is when their stomach expands and twists, and it can be fatal. So we did not want that to happen. So Alex took him to the puppy ER because he was like, it was past midnight at this point. So he was like, you just stay home because you have to keep your wits about you for work tomorrow. Whereas he can get away with being sleep deprived for work. And he just actually took the day off the next day anyway. But he didn't have bloat. he ended up having a basketball-sized tumor in his stomach. And so he was scheduled for surgery as soon as he was cleared for it. And they removed the tumor. It was 11 pounds. This poor sweet dog had an 11-pound tumor in his stomach. It was also attached to the spleen, so they took the spleen out as well. And he is doing really, really well. His heart and his lungs were cleared. We are still waiting for biopsy results because we don't have those back yet. But we should have those today. We should have had them yesterday, honestly, but I think they had a bit of a delay. So hopefully we'll have those today. And again, I'll update you guys with that. But he is so chirpy now. I think that, I mean, can you imagine having, the only thing I could possibly think about as being close would be maybe being pregnant. Like I can't think of anything else comparable to having an 11-pound foreign body in your stomach. Like the poor dog, I can't imagine how uncomfortable he's been. And not just uncomfortable, like he's very stoic, like he doesn't show pain. So I don't know if he's been in pain for months and we just didn't know. So he's being so chirpy and so energetic, and it is really hard to keep him from licking his stitches. He's figured out a way to shift his cone so that he can get to it. Whatever. It's been a week now, so him licking his stitches is less of an issue at this point because they have healed a lot over the last week, but I digress. Yeah, so Murphy's doing really well. He is acting much more like himself than he has for months. So that makes me really, really happy. And we're just, hoping for, a negative biopsy result as far as malignancy. If it is malignant, then we'll deal with that and we'll give him the best life we possibly can. He's had a pretty good life already, let's be honest. But hopefully it's benign. And yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on these things, but I have a feeling it'll be benign just because of the nature of the tumor and everything else, but it could be malignant. We don't know. So that's the update on him. Yeah, he is a trooper and he's doing so well. Again, he's so happy. He's so much hungrier than he has been in months. Because again, can you imagine having an 11-pound foreign body? Of course he hasn't been hungry in months. Poor boy. So yeah, that's him. But he's doing well. He's doing really well right now. So yay. I think that is probably it. I had other things on my mind to talk to you guys about, but I think I'll just save them for next time because this podcast has been long enough already. Coming up though, I think I will be talking a little bit more about, like nature and the earth, and my thoughts lately about, how that relates to, my knitting and my hobby and, that kind of thing. So yeah, right now I am fully enjoying, my stash building and my, embracing of all the colors and the fun indie dyers and all of that kind of stuff, because I never knew all of this existed until this past year. So I am definitely enjoying it right now. But yeah, I have been thinking lately about basically like sustainability stuff in crafting. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on my thoughts with that, but also I'll like have a chat with you about it too. Nothing like peer pressure-y or like, I don't know. I feel like that can be a touchy subject. And so in no way would my chat about it be like rude or anything. It's really just sharing like my thoughts. So when some of my thoughts are like, I might dabble in like plant dyeing, which might be fun. Wouldn't it be fun if at some point I had an Etsy shop with naturally dyed, plant dyed yarns? And if you knew all of my yarns were humanely sourced, wouldn't that be fun? But I'm not promising anything because again, I am finishing my dissertation and I'm working on my dissertation and I'm working full time. So I don't have tons of time for starting up a yarn dyeing business, but maybe in the future. So, okay, I'll end it here. Thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far. It was a lot, but I am so grateful for you guys because I have yarn friends now, and I've never had yarn friends before. So I'm really very grateful to you guys for hanging out with me and inspiring me with your work and your wisdom, as well as nourishing my soul with your friendship and your support. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week. I will see you again soon. Bye.